Milk is a long-standing dietary staple, valued for its high calcium content, protein, and essential vitamins like B12 and D. When consumed in moderation, it supports bone health, muscle maintenance, and overall nutritional balance. Coffee, on the other hand, is widely appreciated not just for its flavor and ritual, but also for its functional benefits, particularly its caffeine content, which can enhance focus, improve mood, and even support metabolic function when used responsibly. Black coffee, especially when consumed without sugar or high-fat additions, is virtually calorie-free and full of antioxidants that may help reduce inflammation and protect cells from damage. On their own, milk and coffee can complement a healthy lifestyle. But when combined into sugary lattes, flavored mochas, or blended coffee drinks, they often transform into high-calorie, nutrient-poor beverages that resemble dessert more than a drink. The issue with sugary lattes isn't just about sweetness. It's about the scale of excess. Most flavored lattes are made with generous amounts of flavored syrup, sweetened milk or cream, whipped toppings, and sometimes even additional caramel or chocolate drizzles. A medium, 16 ounces, flavored latte can easily contain 250 to 400 calories or more, along with 30 to 50 grams of added sugar. That's more than a can of soda. Even smaller sizes or light versions frequently exceed recommended daily sugar limits, especially when multiple coffee drinks are consumed throughout the day. The body doesn't process liquid sugar any differently than it does solid sugar, except that drinks are often consumed faster, without chewing, and without triggering the same satiety signals that come with eating solid food. As a result, the calories add up without delivering lasting fullness, making it easy to overconsume without realizing it. That's not to say that sugar itself is toxic in small amounts, but the volume present in popular lattes quickly shifts them from a simple caffeine fix into something that can undermine long-term health. Regular intake of high-sugar beverages is directly linked to increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Over time, the constant influx of sugar, especially in the absence of fiber or other slowing nutrients, puts stress on the body's ability to manage blood glucose. This repeated strain can erode insulin sensitivity, leading to metabolic disruptions that are hard to reverse. But sugar isn't the only problem. Many lattes are made with whole milk or even half and half, which adds significant saturated fat to the drink. While some fat in the diet is essential, excessive intake of saturated fat, especially from processed dairy and whipped cream toppings, has been associated with increased LDL cholesterol and a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. And the combination of sugar and fat together, as found in many coffee shop drinks, is especially problematic. Not only is it highly palatable, but it also tends to override the body's natural signals for satiety and moderation. The result is a drink that feels comforting and indulgent, but delivers little in terms of actual nutrition. It's also worth examining the additives often used in commercial lattes. Syrups may include artificial flavors, food dyes, emulsifiers, and preservatives, many of which serve no nutritional purpose. Flavored powders and pre-made coffee bases can be particularly problematic, containing long ingredient lists designed more for consistency and shelf life than for health. And while some drinks are labeled as using natural flavorings, this doesn't always mean the ingredients are wholesome or minimally processed. The more layers of processing involved in your morning coffee, the further you drift from anything resembling the benefits of actual coffee or milk. One of the dangers with sugary lattes is that they've become normalized. They're marketed as routine, everyday beverages rather than occasional indulgences. Many people begin their mornings with a flavored latte and may have another in the afternoon without registering that they've consumed the caloric equivalent of a fast food meal between the two. The frequency with which people consume these drinks, often daily, if not multiple times a day, means the negative effects are compounded over time. And because these drinks often provide an emotional comfort or a moment of pleasure in a busy day, they can easily become a habitual form of self-soothing that's hard to break. There's also a psychological angle to consider. Because the drink is associated with coffee, a culturally accepted and even celebrated beverage, it gets a kind of health halo, particularly when served in artisanal cafes or labeled with buzzwords like skinny, organic, or plant-based. But even dairy-free versions of sugary lattes, such as those made with oat milk or almond milk, can still pack the same high sugar and calorie content if sweeteners and syrups are used in full measure. The form may be different, but the impact on your metabolism is essentially the same. If you enjoy milk and coffee, the healthier choice is to return to basics. A small cup of black coffee with a splash of milk or unsweetened plant-based milk can provide the same boost without the sugar crash. If sweetness is essential, a small amount of honey or a touch of real vanilla can offer flavor without overloading your system. Better yet, reserve the sugary latte as an occasional treat rather than a daily ritual. Being mindful of what you're drinking and how often can go a long way in protecting your energy levels, your metabolic health, and your overall dietary balance. In the end, the combination of milk and coffee has the potential to be both enjoyable and beneficial. But sugary lattes take that potential and smother it in fat, sugar, and flavorings. They're cleverly disguised as sophisticated or energizing, but nutritionally, they behave like liquid desserts. Understanding this distinction is essential if you want to preserve your health while still enjoying your coffee. It's not about total avoidance. It's about informed moderation. Don't let a morning habit quietly sabotage your long-term well-being.